Okay, so progress, but no progress. Got my new ladder. I've had some timber delivered. That is for the upstairs area, the stud walls. I managed to get some of my tools down. As you'll see in a moment, I still haven't unpacked all of my cordless drills and other tools that are in there. But I got my old, rusty, crappy miter saw. Got my new air purifier, that's for the downstairs area. I've got the one in my office I'll bring here for the upstairs. I might just buy some more of these, see how good they are, I don't know. My server rack is here, I got that here. Unfortunately, I can't get it upstairs. It's too heavy for me to lift by far. And the wheels on my little trolley are actually too small to go up and over the gap on the stairs. So when I get close to the stairs, they get wedged under a little bit rather than be able to go over. I need a bigger wheeled version. I need someone here to help me get it over. My internet's in, so just a temporary Wi-Fi NBN modem, and that's fiber to the curb. And the blue flashing light means it's working, which is great. Still only painted one side. I'm going to leave this side unpainted while I do all my woodwork and other stuff in here, because it's going to be messy work. So not really a lot to show here, other than I took all the masking tape off. It looks really cool, very happy with it. And then I've got this whole area here, masking tape ready to go for when I want to paint it. So let's go upstairs. Motion sickness warning, I'll try not to bounce too much, but we'll see. I'll walk really slowly. Okay. Nothing's happened upstairs, obviously. I need to build stud walls, but I've got more of my tools here. Got all my battery packs charging. Got my, I love my Hikoki nail gun and a whole bunch of nails and screws and stuff. And I've got my very first, oldest, crappiest compressor here, because I'm currently using my other two in the garage, one for the pick and place machine and one for my board cleaning, and of course a nice long hose. So I will be using my nail gun to assemble the walls. I will be screwing, I've got some spaghetti downstairs, which is just a long reel of plug. I'll be plugging them to the concrete. What I'm going to do actually is just put, the stud walls are going to go into the wood into the floor, so no holes on the concrete there. And then at the top, I'll get small, hopefully it won't go blurry, some small like little joists that I'll put into the wall. 2 holes on one, 2 holes in the middle, 2 holes at the end, and I will have the frame attached to those. Hopefully that'll be enough. If I need to put more bracing in, I will. And then the same over here. Haven't decided yet what I'm doing about the pipe. So the actual wood I'm using is 70 by 35. It's quite thin. It's the thinnest you can get for the stud walling. Thinnest I can get, I can still put insulation in. Something I didn't mention on the first video was that another reason for me to do stud walls here is so I can insulate them. Because this concrete, it's freezing cold. So it's just contributing to the coldness in here. So stud wall will go here, insulation. I'll probably end up plastering it, I guess. I'll get a plasterer in to plaster it. But this exhaust here, the PVC piping, is sticking out too far. So I need to decide if I'm going to build to there and then here and just leave that partly exposed, or whether I will build out and around it. It probably makes more sense to not build around it from an accessibility point of view, but it's going to look really weird. So I don't know, haven't decided. So let's just walk this way. So I can't get the server rack in here, as I said. I want to get it upstairs. I could start assembling some things, but I do have up here, don't worry about the state of the box. I've got a shelf for the server rack for my Mac Mini servers. I've got a nice Cat 6A 24 port patch panel. So I'm actually going to not do Cat 7 now. I'm going to do Cat 6A. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time. And then I've got a new MikroTik 10 gig switch. It's just a fiber cable to join the two together. So this is the same as what I've got at home. Whoop, if I can get it out. Come on. So as you can see, go away. Okay, sorry about that. So as you can see, it's the CRS 312-4C8XG. So these are all 10 gig network ports, and these ones are combo, so they can do 10, 5, 2.5, and 1. And of course I've got fiber up and down, so that's going to be for all of my devices that have 10 gig, which I have 3 at the moment. And then in here, oh that's right, this won't open that way, it's going to be hard to get out. I got myself a Dream Machine Special Edition. So this is going to be my network interface to the NBN, and then I've also got PoE on here, I've got VoIP on here. I can also add a hard drive into here if I want to add some type of security surveillance or something else. And it's got a 10 gig SFP LAN port. Obviously, I've just got whatever the NBN is, 100/40, but still, I just want to have the whole backbone on 10 gig. So, got myself one of these. I use the Ubiquiti Unify stuff at home, but I wanted to keep using it here, and I'm comfortable with it. It's hit and miss, whether it's good equipment or bad. I'm not really going to go into an argument over that, but it's what I know, and I'm comfortable doing it. And then I will, down the line, get some AP points, maybe 3, I don't know. One up here somewhere, maybe one over there, and then one underneath. I don't know, we'll see. See if I even need them. Most of my stuff won't be on Wi-Fi, so I don't really have to worry about it. But we'll see how we go. But now I've got PoE, so I just need the cables to be run. Don't have to worry about power, so I can put them anywhere. Okay, so firstly, I want to talk about my midlife crisis, and it's not what you think. So no, I did not get myself a new sports car. I did not. This is not my midlife crisis. This is just a business necessity. Haven't got any new, nothing fancy, but I'm trying to grow my hair long, and I hate it. It's right in that in-between part. There you go, I said it. Midlife crisis. Anyway, at least I've still got hair, right? Good. So, I've had the Sparky down. We've been going through everything. I've given him a complete map and layout of my worst case scenario, which is the maximum number of 10 amp DPOs I need, number of 15 amp ones I need, the number of 3-phase I need, so he can map out how much power I'm going to require, because I've got a limit to how much is coming in the building, right? I've got 3-phase, 50 amps per phase, but I could potentially blow that budget quite easily. So I've given him a worst case scenario, like so many PowerPoints, it's not funny. I want to keep as much stuff as PowerPoints and move away from any type of power boards unless they're really small devices, right? I'd rather not put computers or screens or any type of tools or anything else into power boards, if I can get away with it. Now, he's working all that out now. I've also had the air conditioning guy down and had a chat about how we can possibly do that. That's going to be a nightmare. I'll get to that in a moment. But he's already spoken to the Sparky as well about what power requirements we'll need for the 2 air conditioners. There'll be a split system up here at the back, and there'll be something else there which I'll talk about in a moment. So that's cool. Neither of them can start yet, unfortunately, because my aircon guy is pretty convinced, and I thought this was going to be the case, pretty convinced that I'm not going to be able to do any effective air conditioning at all. Forget about up here. Up here I can put curtains, or I can close it off completely. I can conceal this space here to make a split system work, no problem. The walls will be insulated, which will help. I can even cover the roof if I needed to, you know. Over there and downstairs, that's the problem area. I need to keep my production line at a fairly even temperature. I cannot pick and place when it's freezing cold. I cannot pick and place when it's belting in heat. It's not going to work, right? The paste just won't be effective. So I need to have a stable production line area down there, but I don't want to just cordon off the production area, kind of conceal that in to be able to heat it and cool it, and then freeze or die in the rest of the area downstairs when I'm packing orders, shipping, assembling, whatever I'm doing, right? So what we're going to have to do is, what I'm going to have to do, or pay for, because I'm not going to be able to do it myself, is we're going to put in a ceiling on the other side of the mezzanine, all the way to the wall. Now, I doubt it's going to be a suspended ceiling. There might be some suspended points on it, just for extra support. It'll most likely just be a timber beam ceiling that goes across, and it won't be load bearing. I won't be storing anything on it. I won't be using it as a mezzanine or anything like that, but it will enclose the area up into my dirty area. There'll be a wall, and it'll enclose this section over there, but no walls in between the downstairs mezzanine and there, which means the whole bottom section can be temperature controlled. The advantage also is that I can run most of my power cabling on the roof and coming down for the production line rather than at the wall coming over. And I can also run my air across the roof and down. I can run extraction across the roof and down, and I can of course have the air conditioning sitting on the roof. Roughly 45 kilograms is all it needs to hold. Just the fan, and then the actual air conditioning unit itself will be up on the roof. And I can put lighting underneath. I could even, depending on how we build it, I could have some rectangular sections that I can stick some clear perspex or something, some type of material that'll let normal daylight through. I don't know yet, but we need to start with getting a ceiling put in place. So I've reached out to, I've spoken to one company already who they were put onto me by my air conditioning guy, but I've also reached out to some other people waiting to have a chat with them about it. Nothing can really happen here in terms of getting any power in or air conditioning or anything else until that ceiling is dealt with. I have no idea what it's going to cost. I'm horrified that I even have to do this, but it didn't matter where I moved into. If it was a warehouse, I was going to have the same problem. It's just too big a volume if we try to temperature control the whole volume. We're literally splitting the height in half, and it also gives gives me the extra benefit of having that whole ceiling in there to run whatever type of cabling and exhaust and anything I want without having to worry about how I'm going to put that along the wall, different places to go through the roof. We'll make everything come together up on the roof and then out into one or two different locations through the roof, so we're only damaging one small section of the ceiling over there to get things through. Now the only problem is going to be the water drip that comes out of the air conditioning. That normally has to go down somewhere, and there is no down somewhere in here because it's all precast concrete. So that's a challenge for the air conditioning guy. He's got a couple of ideas. That's for him to work it out. But I need to get that moving as soon as I can, but it takes time. You know, everyone's busy, traders are busy. Even just getting quotes takes weeks at the moment. And you know, everyone I'm speaking to so far, I'm letting them know that my timeline's urgent because nothing else can happen until this happens. But I also don't want to overplay how urgent this is because they're just going to bump the price up as a penalty. So, yeah. I know, I'm really excited. Like, I'm hit and miss. I'm really down on how much work and how much money I need to spend here. Like, this ceiling is going to be a packet, an absolute packet. And stuff like that is just bumming me out from a time point of view and from a cost point of view. But by the same token, I can visualise how everything's going to be here once it's done. I mean, the echo right now is terrible, but once I've got walls here, I've got insulation in the walls, I can hang reverb, rubber or matting from the ceiling just down, even if I don't cover the whole ceiling up here, just to help with echoing. It'll make this whole area up here much, I don't know, less echoey, right? Over there, I'm really excited to just get my production line in there, and it's going to be dwarfed by the amount of space I've got right now, but I'm excited to be able to grow it and expand it, and I can't do any of that until I'm in. Yeah, so my plan is, it's Friday right now, Friday afternoon. I was going to do some work, start cutting up timber, measuring cutting up timber. I don't know if I will, if I won't, but definitely tomorrow Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to get stuck into building. I want to get the stud walls up, just the framing, up this weekend. I want it done. The Sparky electrician doesn't need them up because he's going to come through the floor, but I just want to get them up and have it out of the way. And then I'm going to decide what I'll do over there, and I'm going to decide what I'm going to do here. I'm probably going to have to run a beam or two across the ceiling where the balcony section is, and that way I can then either stick curtains or something else. I like the idea of curtains so I can open it up, but opening it up now just means I'm going to see a ceiling, and an ugly ceiling that's going to be hollow, right? It's not going to be finished nicely on the top. That's a waste of money. So, yeah, maybe I'll just close this off completely and not put the curtains in. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, catch you all in the next one. Bye.